And going in 5, 4, 3, 2. What's going on, everybody? This is a Six Gaming Podcast, episode number 51. And, oh man, we got a light podcast for you. But that's just because Veg isn't here. What we do have is we got the cute koala.
Hey guys, cute koala, aka Coles.
Coles, how's it going?
Porn koala.
No, let's not go there.
Ooh, that gives me ideas.
And we have our resident gold goblin,
Hello.
Mr. Man of 1,000 Voices. All right, and of course, I'm Ron Klee filling in for the deployed Chosan for the next, I don't know. Last we heard, he said February, but it might be longer, so you might have to deal with me longer. Ha ha.
Oh god.
So let's not dwell on that little bit of information and go directly into the news.
Good news, everyone.
I'm going to start off with this one this week because we talk about Lizard Squad a lot because they've caused so much trouble. Well, this week, the second Xbox Live and PlayStation Network DDoSer, I'm not going to call him a hacker, was arrested in the United Kingdom.
Ooh. Yay.
So that's pretty good. The guy in what was it, Finland? I think it was. He's still at large and everything, but for the most part, they're starting to crack down on these guys. The other guy, I don't remember. I'd have to read the article again, but the first guy that they caught and arrested, he's got a court date coming up pretty soon, if I remember right. Yeah, he's got a court date coming up in March. So, these guys slowly coming to justice. Thank goodness.
I wonder how long and how much jail time you get for doing stuff like this.
I can't imagine it's all that much. I mean, you're not killing someone, so you're not going to go for life or get the chair or anything.
It feels like something like you could get a lot of money out of these guys, though, for like everything they own because of how much money you've lost. And
Yeah, it's a criminal charge, but I'm sure that the companies can bring civil suits after that.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be tons of civil suits.
Absolutely. And who knows? I mean, what's going to happen when this guy gets out too? He might be, they might be restricted from using the internet or stuff like that. They may have other restrictions against them going forward, given that they've been known to do stuff like this. But for the most part, I mean, I expected this to start happening. These guys can't hide forever. Maybe the guy in Finland can, if he knows his law as well as he says he does. But for the most part, these guys got to get out of here. The other thing I wanted to cover this week, and I'm bringing this up because I'm actually starting to get big on Diablo 3 again because of patch 2.1.2 just came out. Introduces the new ancient tier of legendaries, which increases the stats on the existing legendaries. And there's also the new gold goblins, treasure goblins. Sorry, Dan.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm in your Diablo, taking your loots.
Yes. Well, that's okay because Dan can't spawn in pairs, thankfully, but the treasure goblins this weekend can. So get that while it's hot. All kinds of buffs to various classes. The worst of the worst playstyles have been nerfed, like the Demon Hunter turret defense deal that they got going on. That's been nerfed to the ground.
The Crusader shotgun build didn't get nerfed, did it?
I don't think so, no.
Awesome. What this also means, not only do I have to look for a legendary two-handed flail, I have to look for an ancient legendary two-handed flail.
Yes, and ancients are about in 1 in 6 rate, from my experience.
That's not too bad. That's better than I thought it was.
Now, I was talking to our fellow Six Gaming member, Rush, a.k.a. Prodigy, Seraph, whatever you want to call him. He's been spending all of his blood shards this week on flails, or two-handed weapons, rather, and he has yet to get a legendary flail, so you're not alone, Coles.
I think it must have, like, one of the lower drop rates.
And I don't understand though, because I mean, I get bows just as frequently as I get. Well, I actually got a Daibo today on my Witch Doctor, which of course is completely useless. But
I think there's way more bows than there are flails, because there's only 3 200 flails in the entire game.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It just seems like they don't drop. So
they don't.
But what else? They nerfed the higher level greater rifts. Anything above 25, everything hits for less, which is good. And people have been able to do much higher rifts now. I saw Rush finish a 40 today. He finished it in 14 minutes and 52 seconds. Talk about close. But he got it. I did a 35 for the first time. I was pretty happy with that.
Definitely have to play this tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, but double treasure goblins. And the treasure goblin packs that we used to find in the regular rifts, they are common. Very common. Like, I've found 3 today alone.
Did you get any goblin portals yet?
No, I have yet to get a goblin portal since the patch. It's been a long time since I've seen a goblin portal. Remember, I used to get those all the time.
Yes.
I got like 7 or 8 of them.
There was 2 things I could never get. The 200 flail and the goblin.
Yep. For me, it was just the cow level, and now they got rid of the cow boss being part of the achievement. So I picked that achievement up this week too, since I had all the other bosses already. But yeah, I can't believe how fast I'm going through the game right now. It's like Torment 6 is like a laugh for me. It's so easy.
Well, that gives me a lot of stuff to do this week.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I really think that Blizzard is really, they knew what their mistakes were from the vanilla launch, and they have learned what it takes to make Diablo a more fun game. And I think they're really going in a step in the right direction here. So,
I mean,
yeah.
I bought Diablo for $10 when it was like on clearance at Toys R Us.
Diablo 3?
Yeah. And I got StarCraft 2 for $10 also. My friend's like, hey, I saw some games on sale at Toys R Us. You should go check that out. So I went during lunch at work one day, and I picked them both up for $20 total.
There you go.
Awesome. I was like, everyone's complaining about Diablo, but if it's $10, like for the price of admission to a movie, as long as I can play for 2 hours and be at least slightly amused.
Yep.
So when I first played, it was vanilla, or one of the early patches. And I was like, eh. And I had never played the other Diablos a lot. I was like, this is okay, but I don't really like it. And then the Loot 2.0 came out, and I started playing a lot. And granted, that was also after my son was born, and I was playing a lot of single-player stuff. But there are other single-player games I could have been playing, and I started getting into it a lot. And I still haven't bought the expansion, and I'm not nearly as into it as you guys or as I am in Warcraft, but it's still a fun game to bring up once in a while and just run through.
Yeah, absolutely. And even still, if you're not on the latest patch, I mean, you still got Loot 2.0.
Yeah.
I mean, you still get a lot of the things that came with the expansion. It's very much like WoW, where if an expansion comes out, some of the things that the people who don't get the expansion will still get.
Right.
Does this have Season 2 in it as well?
Season 1 is still going on. Season 1 is slated to end February 3rd. Now, there's been some talk that this should have been the pre-season patch. This should have been done after Season 1 ended, but before Season 2 began. But because of the holidays, the fact that they promised players that it would be a month before they end the season when they announced it, and that people were getting a little restless because 2.1.2 had been on the PTR for like 3 months. Yeah, people really kind of got restless, and I think Blizzard just pulled the trigger on it just to put something out there. I imagine they won't make this. I'm not going to call it a mistake, but they won't do the same thing for Season 2, Season 3. So, yeah, February 3rd is the end date for the season.
Cool.
So, all right. Let's go, Dan. What you got?
The first story is just it happens once in a while, and it's sad when it does. Is dude in Taiwan found dead in an internet cafe after 3-day gaming spree.
I don't know what's sad about that. That just screams Darwinism to me.
It's just I don't live there. I don't know what these people's lives are like, but you think these maybe are people that are overworked and they go and they get their weekend off or whatever, and they just want to play the whole weekend. And um, dude, they didn't say what he was playing or if he had any other actual conditions, but people thought he was sleeping. He was just kind of slumped over at his table, and checked over later, and he wasn't breathing. So take some breaks. Even Americans that aren't like obsessed with gaming. Sometimes you end up if you don't have other things to do, you play all day, and then you play into the night, and you got to take your break. So
Yep.
Don't die while you're playing.
There's been only one time that I can remember that I've played a single game for 24 hours.
What was it?
It was the year 350, man.
That
24-hour experience contest.
I think that was probably yeah. Actually, I think the day that I got Solani, I played for about 18 to 20 hours straight.
Of course, we're talking about Achaea here, a game that me and Dan used to play. Dan, I think you still do, right?
Yeah, some. I'm kind of looking to retire, but I got to find the right person to take over my position. So.
Right. So, but yeah, and that was a text-based game too. I mean, it's not like you're staring at these graphics that can just like.
Yeah, Ron basically spent 24 hours watching colored text scroll up the screen.
That's awesome.
The longest time I played a game was about 20 hours. But it was
I will say this: that 24-hour gaming binge netted me a sword in the end.
Like a physical sword.
Like a real sword.
Go get it. Do you still have it?
Yeah, can you bring that over here? It's got bells on it right now. Oh no, it doesn't. It is.
Let's see.
No, don't point it at me. No.
Woman,
no.
give me my sword.
No. Okay, that's enough. This is said sword here.
It almost looks like that sword from Lord of the Rings.
It is the sword from Lord of the Rings. You would be correct.
It is Gandalf's sword, I believe.
Yep. Thank you.
So,
hold on. Whack.
Ron wanted an actual sword. I think you had an option of that or like an Xbox or something.
You know what? I should have taken. If it was an Xbox, I should have taken that. And I don't know why I didn't. Probably because I
took a sword.
Yeah.
Sword's pretty cool.
I don't know. I don't think that was it. I think it was that or
credits.
I think it was just credits, and it's like we've already gotten so many credits. I don't need more. So.
So one other piece of news is the top. They've released the top selling games of 2014 in the U.S. I'm not sure if this is actually in order.
Yeah, it's in order.
It probably is. So starting from the bottom, I guess, number 10, Call of Duty Ghosts. Number 9, FIFA 15. Number 8, Watch Dogs, which, pausing there for a moment, was really disappointing. I think that was a lot of hype sales before all the reviews were in. It was a decent game, but it was not... I
played it once.
And it's not the only game like that on the list.
Yeah. NBA 2K15, Super Smash Brothers.
I'm going to stop you here because the next one is the only one on this list that wasn't made in 2015.
Yes.
Or 2014.
So Super Smash Brothers, the 3DS, and the Wii U version, so that's combined. Number 5, Minecraft. Which, by the way, also stopping there, they Jeb, I think it was Jeb, tweeted that they installed something on the one of the hot patches that lets them know exactly at any time how many people are playing the game through the launcher, and it's like some obscene number of millions of people at any given time.
It's crazy.
Minecraft is so big, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Can keep growing like that.
And having now played the game, I mean, I can see how some people can get addicted to it, but it lasted maybe a month for me before I got tired of it.
Yeah, I spent a couple months, and I'd spend an hour digging out a cave, and I'd finish, and I'd be like, "What did I just do? What was I? Why is it's weird? Like they created a very addictive game."
Yeah.
But it is interesting. I saw something recently. It said it's the theoretical limit before a 64-bit computer starts crashing is creating a map about the size of the surface of Neptune. No, sorry, it's a 32-bit. A 64-bit computer can create a map that's bigger than like the orbit of Earth around the sun.
Jeez.
So if you think that the World of Warcraft world or any of those game worlds is big, now granted it's procedurally generated, so obviously it's infinite until your computer starts crashing.
Right.
But number 4, Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 3, Destiny.
Destiny's the
Hype.
other overrated game, I think. That was all hype and no substance.
Number 2, Madden NFL 15, and number 1, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So you have 2 Call of Duty games, 1, 2, 3 sports games, 2.
3 well, 2 of them were EA games. One of them was a 2K game.
Yeah, 2 overhyped games, and then you have Grand Theft Auto, Minecraft, and Smash Brothers, which I think are really the only 3 particularly worthy ones on here.
Yep.
So, Destiny, there's people that really enjoy Destiny, but it's because they're console players. Like, to them, Destiny was pretty good. To computer players, when we're used to getting these kind of games and making huge, you know, it looks like a very small package. But all my friends that are console players only, they're like, this game's awesome, this game's huge, there's tons of people. Like, you guys have never played the real online game then.
Yeah. Destiny could have been way more than it was. It was just overhyped for what it was.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's always interesting to get lists like this too, because I look at these and see how many have I played. None. Well, one.
Minecraft.
Not on the console though.
I played some Watch Dogs.
Have you played any of these, Coles?
I've played actually pretty much all of them.
Really?
Yeah. Madden 15, even NBA. Not FIFA. There's a big fan base for FIFA.
There is a huge fan base for FIFA. Absolutely.
Yeah, I have no clue why.
People play the online game and take it so seriously that, I mean, you think people take League seriously? You should see some of the leagues in FIFA 15. I've heard some horror stories about them. One of my buddies in the UK plays the heck out of FIFA games.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
so, go ahead.
If we wanted to rank the best game on that list, it would probably be... That's hard, because I don't really think any of those games are worthy of Game of the Year.
Well, no, I mean, Veg made GTA 5 a Game of the Year for...
Yeah, it's probably the only one that's even in contention. That, and then goes like Super Smash Bros.
Not Advanced Warfare?
No. I mean, it's another Call of Duty. It changed a little bit, but it didn't make it revolutionary. It just brought things from other games and combined them.
True. All right. Fair enough. All right, let's move on. Coles.
So my game pick of the week is...
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
This is news. We're still on news.
Jeez.
I know, we've been on news for a while, but...
So the news is for those jerks over at Xbox.
Oh, them jerks.
Those jerks. Those...
How dare they unbundle Connect.
Oh, those indie game-hating jerks. Xbox, according to one of the indie game developers, said any game that has come out on the PlayStation or another platform first, they don't want it. Which pretty much means if you're going to put a game, say if they came out with Minecraft and it's not existing yet, and they put it on PS4, but before Xbox, now Xbox doesn't want it. Which is dumb because it's money.
And this is just going to drive indie developers away from the Xbox.
Yeah, that's just mean to do.
Exactly.
And this is coming from a company who on Xbox 360 was like the leader of indie games. Like they wanted everybody's indie game to come in and put it on the Xbox 360, and PS3 didn't have too many indie games at all, really. Yeah. And now it's flipped this generation, which is just not good business practice.
No, and they'll figure that out when they're not making as much money as Sony is. Although Sony's got their own issues. But right now they seem to have stabilized for now. But I don't know. Sony, I still think Sony's been a train wreck the last year or two.
How so?
Between getting hacked and all their PSN problems, and then getting...
They've always had bad PSN problems. I remember going to my friend's house to play, and PSN would be down, like 2 days a week.
Yeah. All right, you got anything else for us?
No, that's about it.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on, and we're going to do the game pick of the week. Dan, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
All right. Since I'm doing a non-digital game today, and I've mentioned a couple of times that I play Magic occasionally. There is an online version which is widely considered to be terrible. There's two different versions. There's Magic the Gathering Online, which is basically a digital version of the paper game. It has a not great interface. It has basically a pay to play. It's pay to play. You can play pre-constructed decks for free, but if you want to actually create a collection like you would with paper cards, you're paying real money. You have to pay real money to enter drafts. There's been issues with people disconnecting and being charged a loss, even though it's lag from the real game. So it's a mess. There's also Duels the Planeswalkers, which is available on Steam and mobile, which is a pretty good product. It's fun. It's got a good interface. It's Hearthstone-y, but it's kind of limited in what you can do.
That's kind of ironic calling a Magic the Gathering game Hearthstone-y.
Well, I mean, the way the interface is after Magic the Gathering Online has a bad interface, the Duels of the Planeswalkers game, I think, borrowed from Hearthstone in terms of their kind of aesthetics.
That makes sense.
But I'm talking about the original paper version, which I've been playing since mid-90s. Unfortunately, I missed the very first wave of cards, which would make me rich now. I've got a couple $200 plus cards, which I'm kind of hanging on to. But I got out of it in late 90s and recently found out that some people that I knew as social friends also played back then were like, hey, we should play again sometime. So we started playing at the kitchen table. And then we're like, hey, we should go to some, they're coming out with a new set and they're having this tournament. We should go because everyone gets, it was a pre-release, so everyone gets new packs and then you build a deck out of it. And so there's no, it's not like people show up with $1,000 deck and can kick your ass because they've kind of have the best cards. Everyone kind of is on equal footing, with the caveat that the people that really know the set and know the cards and know the game are going to be better skill-wise in assembling their deck.
Absolutely.
So going to a new release tomorrow, and gonna see how that goes. Hopefully, I'll win some stuff.
So new release.
So the way that works is each year, at least right now, I think they're changing it next year, but each year there's a core set, which is like Magic 2011, Magic 2012, Magic 2013.
And that's the one that's got all the common cards.
Right.
With
Yeah, it's like basically a reprint of the set from the previous year, plus a couple of cards, minus a couple of cards, maybe new art, but it's basically everyone should be able to play it. And then they have a 3 expansion block, which has a common theme. So this block is called Khans of Tarkir, and there are 5 different clans, and the clans are it's kind of an interesting color combination. So there's red, white, blue, black, green are the 5 colors, and like red is about like power, black is about decay, white is about life, and so forth. Well, white and black are very rarely together. Like they don't have a whole lot of synergy because they're kind of like enemies. Well, in this set, the clans each have 2 allied colors and an enemy color. So you'll have like black and red are allies and white is their enemy. So it'll be black, red, white, or some blue, white, red. I don't know. Anyway, so there's interesting combinations that you haven't seen in past expansions. So there's this set. There's the set that was a few months ago. There's this set, and there's one more set that's like called Dragons Reborn or something like that.
All right.
Anyway, so it's fun, and if you ever want to play, let me know, and I'll teach you how to play.
No, I must say that I was very big into Magic the Gathering back in 94, 95, 96. Is when I played very heavily. I think I sold my final set for like $800. Um, yeah, I got a ton of money
Wow.
for it. It's great.
If
But the game was fun
depending on
too.
how much you played with it, if you had a lot of '94 stuff, you probably got ripped off.
I didn't have some of the early stuff. I started in set 3, I think it was called.
Oh, like revised.
Yeah, that's third revision. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And but man, there was a card shop that would host not tournaments really, but just come in and play. And you'd play against other people, or they'd play all the variant games and stuff like that. And then I remember one time we went back to this guy's house. There were maybe like 10 of us, and we played a 10-person free for all. And
Those are fun.
oh man, that was amazing.
In fact,
Amazing
there's a
fun.
format that some people invented, and Wizards of the Coast, which owns the game, has since created a real version of it. It was originally called Elder Dragon Highlander. Now it's called Commander.
Uh-huh.
And you take one really powerful card, and that becomes your commander, and then you have this huge deck of like these spells that you would never play in any other format. They're like these massive, like 10 mana spells that have these crazy effects that you would never ever get out. But it's a grindy game with like 4 or 5 or 6 people, and you make alliances, and then you like betray people. It's like this fun political, like crazy free for all thing.
Yeah, the big games were always awesome, no doubt.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that's it for
Magic
me.
the Gathering. So such fun. Brings back a lot of memories. I actually have a friend who still plays, by the way. He's got a whole bunch of decks. He doesn't have a lot of the new sets, but
Hmm.
he's out in San Fran, and whenever I'm over there, we have to play like for a couple hours. It's awesome. So, all right, Coles, what you got this week?
So this week is another game in the MMO zombie survival game with a little bit more of a twist. It's called H1Z1.
Hmm.
So if you've ever heard of DayZ, it's kind of like that. But in this one, it's a lot more of a you can construct houses. You can if you ever played Rust, it's more like Rust than DayZ because you can construct houses. There's a like a profession system where you cook stuff and you have to go out and hunt and find food.
Hmm.
Um, and yet there's still a lot more of it's a smaller map, so there's a lot more player versus player interaction, which is the reason I ever played DayZ. So I like this more than DayZ just for that fact. But all in all, it's pretty much the same game, except for the one part where so big controversy over this game over the weekend was they told players they're never going to make it a pay-to-win kind of deal. Well, then they started selling these loot crates for $5. They call them airdrops. Well, these airdrops have guns and ammo.
That
And you
sounds
know
like pay to win to me.
guns and ammo are like super hard to find in the game. So what everybody's doing is they're buying these airdrops and getting these guns and ammo. Well, so a lot of people actually got really mad at this and caused such an uproar that the company is offering refunds, which normally Steam does not allow for their game for this weekend if if you want your money back because of this change.
Wow, that's pretty serious that they're actually going through with refunds for a game. You don't see that
Right.
too often.
Which is kind of a nice thing, you know. I mean, at least if they broke their promise, at least they're kind of giving their customers their money back.
That's true. That can be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Depends on how people perceive it.
However, it's really funny because if you get these airdrops,
Right?
any player can pick them up. So if someone sees this airdrop
wow.
coming in from the sky, you get like 40 people flocking to this airdrop and killing everybody to try to get the airdrop.
Oh my god, that's awful. So paying for the airdrop doesn't guarantee that you get it.
Correct.
Oh my god. How does this work? How do they get away with that?
I don't know. I mean,
I
it
guess
seems fun.
I think if I did that, I'd want my money back. Reason to get a refund there.
And not to mention, it's permadeath like Realm of the Mad God. So if you die, you lose it anyway.
Yeah. Oh man, permadeath for the win. Yeah, I like how the title's a play on the bird flu.
Oh yeah.
Birch was H1N1.
Any flu is H1 something usually, or H something. It's another letter something.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. H1Z1. All right. So my game pick of the week. Of course, I just recently picked up the Xbox One, and one of the games that caught my eye. In fact, the first time I ever played an Xbox, which by the way, Dan was what the hell was her name? She was Maya. Forget her name.
Minay,
yeah, was her Xbox, and me and her went back and forth playing Geometry Wars for a couple of hours.
We played a ton of that the year after you went.
Oh yeah, we played the heck out of that. She was awesome at it. She kicked my butt so hard. Yeah, so that was like one of my first exposures to the Xbox. I really enjoyed the game. So I saw this version of it on the Xbox One called Geometry Wars 3. And the title of it is Dimensions, and I picked that up as well, and I am not sorry I picked that up. That game is so much fun. If you played Geometry Wars before, you kind of know what you're getting into, where you got these little. It's more like it seems like a vector game, but they have these special effects in it. They got black holes in it, and it affects the what you see on the screen. It's like you can see this big hole right in the middle there that you gotta. And when you shoot it down, it ripples out like space-time is being warped. It's kind of cool. Basically what 3 does is it puts things. You might be on the normal rectangular map, or you might be on a pill-shaped thing, or you might be on a globe, or you might be on this. There's one that looks like a peanut, and you can go all around the surface of this thing as well.
I did not think you were going to say peanut.
I said peanut. It looks exactly like a peanut. In fact, the level is called, and there's an achievement for that too that I got. You have to beat the developer's score on it, which it's not a very high score, but I managed to beat it. But yeah, it's the graphics are much better than they were on the previous one, and the game modes are a ton of fun. They added they added these drones. And you select the type of drone you want. You can have one that snipes other things or collects all the little geomes that you got to pick up to increase your multiplier, stuff like that. And you can do special things with them, like make homing missiles and stuff like that. Of course, they've got new enemies, as you would expect from any sequel. And it just basically it does a good job of capturing the original feel of Geometry Wars, and adding enough to make it feel new, but keeping the gameplay very much the same, very hectic, very fast-paced. If you're a fan of the original Geometry Wars, this is definitely one to pick up. It's also on Steam, by the way, so you can, if you don't have an Xbox, you can still pick this up. In fact, it's on Xbox One, it's on Xbox 360, it's on PS4, it's on PS3. If you can get this. So yeah, Geometry Wars 3 Dimensions. Very cool. And by the way, if you guys have any Xbox One game suggestions, pass them along. I'm still working through Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I just started on that recently, and boy, what a mind bleep that was.
Did you play the first games?
No, this is the first one I played.
Oh.
So I had no idea what happened when I go from this pirate thing to you're in an office now. It's like, wait, what just happened?
Oh yeah.
But I've learned a little more about it since then, so it's a pretty fun game. I'll be playing that on and off. So.
Oh, there's an Easter egg. Watch Dogs. They're set in the same universe. If you didn't know that, Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed. The Assassin's Creed building, the office building, is actually in Watch Dogs.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Fun fact.
There you go. All right, so that's it for the game pick of the week. Not going to go too much into LCS since there's not a whole lot of league going on, but I will mention that the LCS Fantasy Draft is coming up tonight. Unfortunately, since we don't have Show here, he's out, but we're going to pick up Little Ron instead, and he'll be in Cake as a Lie as his ID. So we'll have him Sweet Tooth, whatever you want to call him. Pat, do you have any scotch just now?
I'm finishing up my Black Label.
All right. So
are you streaming this? The draft?
Oh no, I mean, we could. I don't know why we do that. So, yeah, we'll just do it. Yeah, it's going to be at about 1 a.m. Eastern, um, because both Ron and Veg are going to be out late tonight. But once they're back, we'll go ahead and do that. So, all right, let's move on because we've got some great news this week for the guild. 6 minutes release. We've killed our 6th boss on normal. Took out Korag in very short order on Wednesday night. It was really good. We had a ton of time to bash our heads against the last boss. He's pretty rough, so we decided on Thursday, instead of beating our heads against him, that we'd go into heroic. And we, after about an hour, we took out Kargath. So we are 1 of 7 in heroic. Yay!
I think we can get Butcher heroic pretty easily too.
We would have to have Rondel and Zedon, I think, at the very least.
Maybe.
I'm not sure that Zeph is up to it yet. Blood Rains is getting there. He's getting some good gear, so he might be able to do it. I'm pretty sure I could do it at this point on both my tunes if I needed to. But that requires like 30 plus K heals.
I have no idea what I'm actually doing.
I haven't seen. I've been able to sustain 35K, but I haven't seen anyone else other than Zedon and Rondel that high. So I'm hoping that Zeph seems to be really into the game, and she's got good healing. You can tell that's what she's been doing ever since she's been playing. So it's good to have good healers, and hopefully with the gear, we'll be able to do that. And I think we're only like maybe a week or 2 off from actually being able to do that.
Yeah.
But Sunday, of course, we'll do our alt run again, and then, and in fact, the tank that we had last Sunday, he ended up joining, and this was the other thing I was going to mention. We've had a lot of people come over from Method to Our Madness, which is a guild on Lightbringer, and I'm trying to remember who was the first one we got. I think that was Opie, right? And,
yeah, I think so.
Most of those guys have come over have been pretty solid. So definitely, and even the ones that haven't come over that still run with us, we definitely appreciate that. So
I think that's a good synergy. We're messy but effective because there's a method to our madness.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Faithful.
Oh, you have no right to facepalm, Coles. You have no right.
So I'm looking at the hero Kargath, and I was just below Rykera, except that she had a crap ton of overhealing.
Is Rykera back?
No, Rykera ran with us on Thursday because we needed extra people, and she was available. So we brought her in. She does still plan on transferring another druid back over to our guild, but she doesn't have. I don't remember what she was missing to be able to do that. I don't know if it was money or if it wasn't leveled up yet, but she has a second druid she does play that she wants to bring over eventually. I don't think we're going to be her primary guild because the other guild she's running is Mythic.
Yeah,
No.
she's good.
Those duplets.
Yeah, she's always been good, and she's been giving us some, a little bit of pointers. I think what was it, you Dan, that said that we're glad that these people are giving us their input and not their quinput.
Yeah.
I laughed for like 5 minutes after that. It's like, man, won't go into any
Quinn, if you're
detail
listening
on
to
that.
this, well, it's your own
You
damn
deserve
fault.
it. You deserve it. All right. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
Learn to give constructive criticism.
Yeah, right. That's all I wanted to say for the news, really. Have Veg text me when we are drafting. Veg, yeah. So, hold on a second. Okay. All right, so that's it for 6 minutes to release news. And now, a word from the soon-to-be $1 million man.
It's slow going. It's slow going after they nerfed all my really easy gold.
Dude, if you're doing 34K a week, you're going to be done by March.
I'm not. That was some. I think some of that was some lucky sales.
Mm-hmm.
300 or 637K this week. I'm up 34K off 2 weeks ago.
What?
He's like, what?
That's in a week?
No, that's in 2 weeks.
Oh,
2 weeks?
Yeah, I wasn't here last week.
I quit this game.
Suck.
I don't think I've made that much in my life, and it's like 8 years of playing this game.
34K is like as much gold as I have on Ronclay right now.
Well, I mean, this all started because on Penth, like, I never had enough for my gems and enchants, so I was like, oh, I'll do something to make some gold. And I started selling Inferno rubies or whatever it was during Kata.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is going well. I should do this a lot. So I actually would be higher, but what happened, I spent 20K on temporal crystals because I got my enchanter to have a level 2 garrison.
That's what, about 3 crystals?
No, I think I got like 7 or 8 or something like that.
Yeah, they're expensive as hell.
Yeah, they're running 300 to 400 gold or more. I had a couple that I had made myself, and then I bought those so I could make a bunch of gift enchants.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to sell them, and my tip for this week is that use your resources and find out what day things are cheap and what day things are expensive, and what day your materials are cheap to make the things that you want to sell that are expensive. Because I was a fail panda, and I bought expensive crystals on an expensive day, and I managed to sell my enchantments on a cheap day. I think what happened was, to make a profit, I had to sell each of them for about 2K a piece, and I sold each of them for 18K or 1800. I think what happened is someone reset the market because they all sold it around the same time. So I think someone noticed that the price was low based on global averages. They bought up everything under $2,000 and then they reposted.
Wow.
So I kind of got my money out of it by way of that, but I took a little bit of a profit hit, I think, on it.
Yeah.
So don't I mean, if you have pieces that you have for free, essentially, post them whenever, but if you're buying materials to make something, make sure that you're doing it in a way where you're making profit.
Yeah. I mean, it all comes down to buy low, sell high.
Yeah. I mean, it does, but it's a little more complicated because you have to
know what low and high are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes sense.
How much gold are you up to now, Pen?
Total 37K.
637K.
I thought that was in 2
Clean
weeks.
the wax out of your ears, Coles.
I thought he said he made that in 2 weeks.
No, he made 34K in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah, he didn't make 600K in 2 weeks.
I think
so I'd be asking him for gold.
That's actually there was a guy who did that flipping TCG mounts. I don't have enough time to sit around with my sniper going and pick those up, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
Another thing that was a big sale for me this week, and I don't remember if I mentioned this 2 weeks ago. I don't think I did. Oh no, I did. It was my jade breastplate that I picked up for like 5 gold and sold for 15K.
I can't believe people buy greens for that much. That's insane.
It is the only plate is the only color of green plate that looks like that. I also found a headdress. Someone Sengir's headdress or something like that. And there's like 5 versions of it, and the other ones are all really common, but the cloth one is extremely uncommon. So it's little things like that make something worthwhile to people.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
All right. So we're just about getting ready to wrap things up, but first we need to do Shosan's favorite part of the podcast. This is what the fuck are you listening to? And I was going to do a bigger one this week, bigger question, but I think I'll wait until we got like 4 or 5 people on it because I'm really interested to hear what other people have an answer to that. So this week, we're going to go with your favorite instrumental song, songs with no lyrics. So let's start with Coles.
So mine is, it's not as instrumental as some people think of instrumental songs as, but it's by the XX, and it's called Intro, which is because it was their intro song. No words, it just has a nice beat, so I like it. It's one of my gaming songs on my gaming mix on Spotify.
Got it. Well, now, what type of song is this?
I wouldn't even consider this dubstep. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what you'd even consider this. I don't know. I don't know enough about the music categories anymore.
Yeah, they changed so much, but yeah, I'll have to check that out, see what it is. There's a 4-hour edit of it on YouTube. Seriously?
Hmm
That's called
It's really good.
saturation.
You just listen to it
Is
over and over
edited
again.
down to 4 hours?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, it's only like the beginning one was only like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and then they just kept remixing it and adding more.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, intro. All right. Mine, I was split among two, so I'm going to mention them both. The first, of course, was my wedding song, which is Mountains of Thunder, which is the music that plays in Thunder Peaks.
Storm Peaks.
Huh? Storm Peaks, I'm sorry. It's Thunder Peak. Where did I get Thunder Peaks from? Yeah, Storm Peaks in Northrend. And I don't know what it was about that particular piece, but it just there's so much about that piece that resonated with me with just the way that the song develops, and towards the end it kind of gets this little I don't know, kind of not dissonance, but there's like some tension that builds up, and then at the end it's just like all of these light and airy strings that come out and choirs and stuff, and they do a good job of capturing the theme of Zones.
Ron, did you guys stand on the dance floor and do your character's dance moves?
Absolutely not.
No.
No. In fact, I think that we made the guy take the Macarena off the playlist. There were a number of songs we took off the playlist, and the Macarena was one of them.
Was Alize's song that the female night elf
No,
dance is based on?
No, we didn't do any of those. None of those. So, but yeah, I mean, we had a lot of the music that played beforehand was it was kind of a combination between WoW music and then some of the music that from friends of mine have made. Had a couple pieces from one guy out in UK, same guy I mentioned earlier that's into FIFA. But yeah, it was pretty neat. So the other song that I wanted to bring up here, and I have it incorrect on here, but it's we talked about the album that League of Legends came out with last year called Pentakill, and one of the songs off of that I couldn't get enough of was the Ohm Wrecker. And if you don't know what the Ohm Wrecker is, this is the music that they use in the LCS production for the Penta. And it's just like heavy guitars, awesome melodies. Just, they thrash on the guitar. It's an amazing song. I love it. It's like about 5.5 minute song. I can play that thing on repeat all day. So yeah, that's mine. And then Penth, you got a pair?
I've kind of got three. So the main one is, yeah, I know. Since you gave a WoW one, Grizzly Hills is
we've
pretty
talked
much
about this one before.
Yeah, it's my favorite WoW piece. The Pandaria in music is a close second for amusement's sake, but Grizzly Hills is just an amazing piece, I think.
Mm-hmm.
My main one that I think is just in terms of instrumental, if like I'm gonna listen to an instrumental song right now, like while I'm working in the house or something, Crystallize by Lindsey Sterling. It's kind of cliche. It's like dubstep violin type stuff, but I like classical music, and it kind of amps it up a bit. She's kind of easy on the eyes too, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Look up the Crystallized music video, and it's basically her playing violin in like ice caverns. And then in terms of classical, like by itself, I'd say probably Dance Macabre by Camille Saint-Saëns is a really awesome. If you heard it, you'd recognize like do 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 do. Anyway, it's a
voice is better.
Yeah, it's a very fast. It starts slow, but it's a very fast moving, and it builds up a lot. Got to be kind of epic-y sounding. So
that's cool. All right. Yeah, that's what the fuck. Well, we're doing good at keeping this at about an hour here, so
Yeah.
we're gonna get into. We got closing arguments again. We can't get away from that. Um, I think Dan put this on here, so go ahead and introduce it.
If you could change one thing about Warcraft, World of Warcraft, for just quality of life purposes, what would it be?
Oh, I have a good answer for this. Get rid of those daily caps on things like shards and the blacksmithing. You can only do your thing once a day, and the all that kind of stuff. I hate it. It's dumb. I have the mats. Let me make it.
I think I kind of agree, but as far as things like shards and stuff, I can see people becoming like the guy in Taiwan that died.
Sure.
I mean, if you don't put a cap, people will go until they can't go anymore. And so putting a cap kind of is like, go play an alt or something. That go do something else for a minute. You can't go. You can't get any more.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that as well, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, let me play, man.
Yeah, I agree with the cooldowns. With if you have the materials, you should be able to make it.
I mean, I uninstall games from my iOS device that don't let me play.
Yeah.
Like the things that have 5 lives and you have to wait half an hour or send a message to your friends to get another life. I uninstall those games. I don't like that format.
But
and it almost seems like WoW's going that way. I've not run into that with Trivia Crack, and I've not run into that with the other one that I play that's got that. It's one that
Spirit
Dan, you play it. What is it?
Spirit Stones.
Yeah, Spirit Stones. It's very similar. They have the same type of thing, but I've never run into it because I've got so many wines that I can just refill them right away.
Yeah.
You don't buy them; you just get them over time. Or I play in like 30-minute sessions, and there's no way you're going to run out of lives in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I mean, I like games that let me play. And
me too.
I mean, fortunately with WoW, there's so much to do that when I'm in WoW, I can still find something to do. Like I'll go to frickin' Iceground and farm for my shards for the legendary.
Yeah, some people are overwhelmed by the amount of stuff to do in WoW.
Yes.
They log in and do nothing because they can't decide what to do.
Oh, paralyzed by choice.
Mm-hmm.
I know that feeling. What do you think, Coles? What would you fix?
I don't know if fix would be the proper term, just more like, because really there's not too much wrong. I'd probably change, like, give me a reason to go back to zones that don't have a use anymore, like low-level places.
Right.
Like, I don't even go to Kalimdor ever, even when leveling at all, because you level so fast. So I'm sure there's zones there that, like, 1% of the player base you can, like, quest through.
This is funny coming from you. You know
Because
why?
I hate leveling?
No. Because they did put in something to make you go revisit all these old zones.
Achievements?
No. Pet battles.
Oh.
It's coming from you. I'm really shocked by that.
They should give you, like, RuneScape style. They should give you, like, quest points.
Yeah. I do kind of not like that we go back to these that we go to these places and then we like forget about them, like Netherstorm in Outland. That place is going to fall apart eventually. Are we ever going to see it? Are we going to be there to see it? Probably not.
Or like how we take in the Barrens, there's just giant war going on. They're like, all right, you can leave now. We got this. Go do
and that's not the only place that's like that either. There's a whole bunch of places that have that kind of thing going on.
See, that'd be a perfect thing to do with a scenario. They scrap the scenarios, just make like random little battles, showing stories across, Azeroth as we're sitting in the Black Portal.
That'd be kind of neat. Dan, what did you think of this?
Kind of related is I think pet battles are interesting, but I'm not going to take the time to level everything. Mm-hmm. So I wish there was a better catch-up mechanic like there is for pretty much everything else, so that I could have some higher pets.
For pet battles?
For pet battles. Also,
I think they
I
should
wish
get
they
rid of
would
pet battles.
repair.
Pet battles gone. That'd be great.
Yeah,
It's always flicking me off.
I wish they would repair Stormwind
Oh, they
after
will eventually.
however many years
It'll take a while,
it's
but they'll.
been. I mean, other
How long
places
has
are
it been
rebuilt.
the statue up
Like,
that fell?
huh?
How long did it take for them to get the statue up that fell?
Yeah, a long
That was
time.
like 2 X packs.
Like Orgrimmar, I assume was beat to, like I don't have an alt in Orgrimmar, but I assume it was beat to crap during Siege of Orgrimmar, and I bet it's not like all ruined.
Probably not. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot. I mean, we could probably go down a list of things that they could improve to.
But
to make things just
what's
a little better. Like flying in Draenor. Oh
I don't
my
mind
god.
that. I think that's a great.
Honestly,
mind
I
that.
don't mind it,
Terrible
but
change.
I don't mind it, but I wish that the flight paths were about 25% faster.
Well,
Like,
they did just change those to be faster.
Well, they've made them so that in 6.1 they made it so that you will always connect to like directly to wherever you're going, even if you haven't found intermediate nodes.
Yeah.
But I think like the actual flight speed of your mount on the flight path should be faster.
Yeah, that's true. So, all right.
Something I've actually been looking for, off topic, is I want to see someone who gets plus speed on all their gear as a random roll, and then see how fast they walk.
That's probably been done. We could probably look that up and find it in like 5 minutes.
Let's see. Anyways.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting though to see how much does speed affect things. Yeah, we don't know. So, all right, sounds good. Last comments, Dan. Give us a good
No,
impression.
that was it. That was my last comment. That was my closing argument.
Yeah, just give us an impression or something.
Have you ever noticed that Yoda sounds like Grover on Sesame Street?
Wow.
That was amazing.
I don't think we can top that. I don't think we can top that. Coles, no boy ants.
Ah, dang. I don't even have a good one.
Yeah.
That was hard. I'm just gonna go eat my pizza now.
Yeah, I think we ended on that. Thanks a lot, Dan. Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
All right, folks.
You asked for it.
I did. I'll make you go last next time. All
You
right.
were not prepared.
Absolutely. All right. So that wraps up another episode of Six Gaming Podcast. I'm Ron.
I'm Dan.
Koala. The koala of koalas.
And we will see you guys next week. See you, bye.